Hello, it's been a few days I think since I've pulled out the camera, but today and over the next few days I am really trying to focus on getting my Dear Hopefuls gift bag, goodie bag sorted. So last night I made a nice little list, obviously, and I wrote down the different prices on Amazon, Tesco and Sainsbury's. But we've only got a local, like a small Tesco nearby, we've not got a big one, so I don't think I'm going to find anything in there. And my grandma is actually going to the Sainsbury's in like 10 minutes. So I'm going to go with her and take my notebook with, write down anything that's more expensive in Sainsbury's, and I'll order it off Amazon later today, hopefully. I got a £10 Amazon voucher from my SIM provider because I recommended a friend. I use Smarty. If you use the link below, maybe I'll get another £10 voucher and you'll get something too. My friend got a £10 voucher, so try it. But I'm thrilled about that. So I'll just try and use that really, which is fantastic. And then I also need to go to the post office to actually get the boxes. So that's my game plan for now. Obviously, you can tell I've washed my hair this morning, which was so desperately needed. But that's all from me for now, and I'm sure I'll catch up with you after I've done a bit of shopping. Bye! I'm back. Let me tilt this camera down. So, this is my bag of goodies. Obviously, I came back ages ago. I think we were out for maybe half an hour, not even that long. But then not long after we came back, my aunt came and we were all doing a bit of work. She brought me some more work to do for her, which I was very grateful for. And I didn't realise quite how much of it I got done until I came back to my room, because we were all sat at the table, each doing our own bits of work. And then I came back and I had my pile of forms that I dealt with and pile of forms that I hadn't, and there was a significant difference, and the ones I had dealt with were a lot bigger. Which I'm really happy about, because I was planning to spend all day tomorrow doing it, but the fact that I've smashed them out today means it won't take me as long tomorrow, and I can focus more on studies and things like that. But let's talk about what's in here. So I did go to Sainsbury's first. I had already looked online on Amazon for the prices, and I showed you my list earlier. But I also popped by the post box. I wasn't sure what size to get, but the good news was I had my bag of stuff already. So I knew kind of approximately what I wanted to get in here, and the things I was most worried about. I'm giving each of them like 2 packets, I suppose, and I thought that was going to take up a lot of space, but putting it in a box, I realised actually we're all right. So I'm going to try and figure out, this should be fairly straightforward. I've also definitely spent way more money on everything this year. And not just is it proving to me the inflation of 5 years' time, it's also proving to me the exchange rates. Because the thing that cost me the most, actually, when I was sending it from Australia was the postage. It was insane. I can't even remember how much it was, but I remember it being more than I would have liked. But also a lot of the stuff I just stole from my cupboard, or from my, like, the family cupboard. But the thing is, if something cost $1 in Australia, and the equivalent of it costs £1 in the UK, £1 is worth almost $2 in Australia. So I end up technically spending so much more money than last time. That was really easy to set up, by the way, there's nothing more to do. So, what I'll do is set up both of these. But what's really cool is I don't really care about the price, so that's a nice change. Ooh, is that lighting bad? I've got this light here, which is really clever, but also not ideal at the moment. I can't get it. Maybe I need to make it less bright. We'll work with that. So I've got my 2 boxes on either side, and I'm going to show you what I've got for each of them. So as I mentioned, I got them both 2 packets. These, I actually should have got myself some. These are both Israeli snacks, and snacks that I grew up with. Bisley, I had probably every day when I was in school. They are wheat snacks, and they've got different flavours. They've got barbecue, they've got pizza, they've got falafel, they've got onion. I think I didn't like the onion ones though. I think this one was my favourite. And I remember both the pizza and the falafel being really hit or miss for me. Like, sometimes I would love them and I would eat loads, and then sometimes I'd be totally put off them. Whereas the barbecue one I actually did like, which is funny because usually I don't like barbecue flavoured things. So that's the first thing I'm giving each of them. And then the second one, now this is actually a snack that I didn't really ever like. It's called bamba, and this is basically the reason why people in Israel, children especially, don't have peanut allergies. This is the most common, I think, Israeli snack. And it's basically peanut something. I don't really like peanuts anyway. I don't like peanut butter, I don't like Snickers, etc. So I didn't eat loads of this. I do remember sort of eating it occasionally, but it really wasn't my favourite. But I think they like peanuts, I don't know. I'm going to send it to them anyway. So I'm going to put these in the box first so that I have a good sense of what space I've got left. But like I've definitely still got more space than I was anticipating, so that's good. And why I'm doing this is because I've got the stuff I've already bought. I'm putting it in the boxes and then I can see how much space I have for the other things I want to buy. Because if I've not got any space left, then it's not worth buying it, obviously. The next thing I got were these, which I'm sure Katie Rebecca's had before. This is the problem. Me and Katie Rebecca are both in the UK now, so we're gonna be having similar foods. But I've tried to pick things that I really like, and I really like these. And I was quite pleased, these were only 95p, so that makes me happy. I'm gonna start by giving them only one bag each, and then we'll see if there's space for more. Next, I think I've spoken about this before. In fact, I've just realised Katie Rebecca might have sent this to me last time we did this, but I got some buttons. I grew up with buttons, but we never had them in Holland. Because I've got loads of family here, we used to come here all the time when we still lived in Holland. You know, we'd come here between 3 and 5 times per year. And every time we came, we would get to my grandparents' house and they had a pantry type cupboard right in their kitchen. It was just a long door and you would open it and there would be a giant bag of buttons, of the proper buttons. These are, I think, mini buttons. And we would just eat so many of them, and they were very much our British snack. So maybe Katie Rebecca's had these before, maybe Sam has also had them, maybe they're available in America, I don't know, but I'm gonna send them off. Now again, there are 5 in there, so I should be able to give them each more than one, but for now I'm sticking with just one so that I can give them more variety rather than more of the same. Now for this next one, I'm gonna have to get, I just realised, plastic bags. And actually I've got a few other things I need plastic bags for. Maybe I'll go get that in a minute. Again, you can probably get these everywhere in the world, but I'd not had them until I moved here. In fact, I don't think I had them until I moved out. I moved away from London for a bit, as you would have been able to tell from my vlogs. That's when I went to drama school and I was paying for things myself and getting my own food and doing my own shopping. And someone gave me these. I think one of my classmates gave me these because they're vegan, and I just became obsessed. And then I hadn't had them for a while, and then I bought them for a plane journey, and then every time I went on a plane I would buy these again. So everything has a story. Everything that I'm giving has a reason. Speaking of, I really want to buy reasons and give them, but they're not cheap. And I still have some from my birthday, but I want to keep them for me. I'm gonna see how much they are on Amazon and see if it's worth it. I think it was £3, which isn't terrible, but it's probably the most I've spent on any individual item. And as I say, I've got lots of other things to give as well, so let's see if it works out. And then the last thing I got Werther's Originals. I had a bag like this. I can't remember when I bought it, but quite a while ago, quite many years ago. And I think I've still got like 1 or 2 left. They've lasted me a long time, but I love them. I'm gonna give them a generous amount. I don't know exactly how much generous is, but again, this is something that even if I only give 2 or 3, it doesn't take up a lot of space. So that's everything I bought today. Then I've also got a handful, not even a handful, 2 things, I think. Actually, a couple of things. So what I might do is go get all those things so I can show you, as well as get bags for the fruit pastels, I don't know. And actually I need bags for other things as well. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I will come back. I've got I think 10 days before we need to send these off, but I'd like to have it sorted because it was stressing me out. And I do want to show you how I'm getting on with my knitting as well, but I was in the middle of knitting when I decided to start filming this video, which who knows why I did that. So I don't want to move it at the moment because of the way it is. Right, I'll go get those things and I'll be back. See you in a bit. Hello, I've got the things I needed. We've only got this size bag and it says small, but it's probably bigger than I need it to be, which is a bit of a shame, but anyway. So, the couple of extra things that I'm going to be giving. Number 1 are some tea bags. My grandma has these peach and orange tea bags, which are so lovely, but we're running very low. And so for now I can only give 1 each, which is a bit of a shame. And then we've also got this raspberry and cranberry tea, which is probably my favourite. It's a pink tea, so I'm giving them 2 each of that. Just probably pop those in a bag. And then I was a genius. When I last went to Australia, I knew that we were going to be doing this at some point. So I bought the following, which is something that I really don't like. I hate it, but it's very, I think anyway, it's very Australian. You always saw ads for it on the TV. I think it's disgusting, but some people love it. It's a cherry ripe, which is chocolate and cherry, which is just not a combination. I mean, it's strange because if I were to think of like a chocolate fountain, and dipping cherries in, that actually does seem quite nice. But this bar, no, not for me. So I've got 2 each for them, one that's regular and one that's double dipped. So they are noisily going in. And then the very last thing, I think, is literally from my own stash. And it's one of the last things I have left from Holland. And it's this licorice. I don't know if they'll like it. They're very chewy, or not even chewy. They just, you have to have them in your mouth for a long time. They don't just dissolve. But I'm going to give them basically more or less what's left of the packet, which is not a lot between the 2 of them. So it's really not going to be a lot, but it's a taste of Holland. So we'll start with that. See, like those are quite big, but I don't want to combine like the drop and the fruit pastilles. Pastilles? I still don't know. I don't know what the best way is to do this. I hate using so many plastic bags, but I don't want them. And if I put the tea in, that's going to flavour it as well. Do I just give them all of it? I guess so. That's about half. I think so. What I could do is throw these in as well. This feels like such an operation. I have absolutely no sense of if I'm dividing this out equally, but they won't be comparing them either. And I'm a little bit worried because they've said that they're each making like really individualized and mine are basically identical. Well, they are identical. So I feel a bit bad. I always feel like with stuff like this, I'm not good with it. I'm not good at gift giving. Oh, I had 2 Werthers left. Well, those are for me then. If only this video was sponsored by Sainsbury's, because I've just realised the bag even says by Sainsbury's. Like, I feel like they owe me for this. I don't know how to open this bag. I spoke too soon, I guess. Am I going mad? What's going on here? There we go. Oh, these are going to be a mess, aren't they? I could probably put the tea bags in. No, but then they'll get all sugary. That doesn't look totally even. I mean, I probably should have just bought them a bag each of these, but... Oops, too late now. Now there is one item I just 100% want to add, which I cannot find in a shop anywhere. Even looking online, the only place is Amazon, which is annoying because in that same shop where I bought the fruit pastilles when I moved out, they had them. It's called Dip Dabs. And again, they were very much our British treat. And where we lived in Holland, not far from where we lived, there was a British shop that sold British things, but obviously usually way overpriced. And we used to get Dip Dabs from there, and they're just so good. So I have seen that Amazon has them, so I'm definitely going to order those anyway. Luckily, my friend has Amazon Prime, so I'm going to be using that, plus my Amazon voucher from Smarty, which, again, I've linked down below if you want to become a friend. If you want to get a new SIM card, Smarty is genuinely, I think, one of the cheapest out there. That's why I went to them. And if you join that link, then after, I think, 2 months or 6 weeks or whatever it is, we both get a £10 voucher for something. So if you're looking for a new SIM card anyway, use the link. Why not? This video is going to be so long. This might just be a video in and of itself. But I'm so happy to have got it done. And to be honest, I don't know if there is that much space in the boxes left. So maybe I don't need to order everything that I was expecting. Maybe I'll just give them 1 reason each. Oh, do you know what I should have done? I should have written the ingredients because I've actually kept the packets on the bags. Well, I'll just take a picture of it so that I know what I'm giving them. That's quite... Can you see that? Quite a hefty box. Like it's got a little bit of room, but honestly, not a huge amount. I can definitely add another bag of these because they're small, and probably another bag of buttons. Oh, maybe I said definitely too soon. How's this gonna look when I close it? Oh, that shouldn't have happened. None of this is going to plan. And I don't know why everything comes in packets of 5, but it means that there's one left for me. I can feel in here that the buttons are tiny, but I will wait to eat them until we've sent off until they've received the boxes. I think it's a nice thing to wait. Just for the record. Like that, once that's down. How does this even work? Who knows? Hypothetical. Oh, that's quite clever. Yeah, that's gonna close, which is good. Just about. Right, I need to bring this back to the kitchen. I will put the tiny remaining things into my goodie bag. I will leave these somewhere that I can find them. I will take pictures of the ingredients lists. The only other thing that I bought as well that I'm super excited about, but no one else is gonna care, are some more floss sticks. You would have seen in my Bratislava vlog, one of my many Bratislava vlogs, that I bought floss sticks, and I was so excited because I hadn't had floss sticks all year basically. But the floss sticks I bought were so pathetic. They were the worst floss sticks I've ever used, but they were cheap. Although, to be honest, these I think cost just as much. And when I came here, obviously at that point, I'd run out of my floss sticks. I ran out of them quite early in the winter season, which was a bit annoying. And I really had the intention of flossing more this year, as you would have seen in my resolutions video. And I just hadn't flossed at all in January, and I hated it. So one of the first days of February, I went with my grandma shopping and I bought some floss sticks, these ones. For some reason, these are the only ones they have that are floss sticks rather than the string, but I don't really care. And they're so good. And I've been flossing basically every day. I think I've missed one day so far, and I'm really proud of myself for that, because my teeth care, whatever it's called, dental care is pathetic. Like, it always has been. I've always struggled with dental care. I'm quite lucky to have pretty good teeth, and also parents who are quite good at reminding me, especially when I was younger. You know, it was never a thing of like, oh, it's okay if you don't brush your teeth tonight. It was always, no, you have to brush your teeth twice a day, 2 minutes every time, at least. So luckily, because of that, I think, in part anyway, I have got fine teeth. I've not, knock on wood, had any issues with teeth, except my wisdom teeth, but, that's bound to happen, I suppose. But I feel like I'm now finally at a really good point with my dental care, except that I don't have a dentist in the UK, only in Australia, which is not great considering I only go to Australia once every, 18 months. But I do love my dentist there. I don't really want to move, and finding one here is basically impossible. Not an excuse though, because these wisdom teeth are going to cause a problem at some point. Anyway, the point is, I am finally happy about my teeth. And I think what's really important to acknowledge as well is that I'm obviously really lucky to not have any or many costs anyway while I'm here. And my grandma's got quite a nice flat and a nice bathroom. I have my own bathroom and it's modern, and I've got time at the moment. I'm not even working, which sucks. I want to get a job. But it means that there's no excuse not to be dealing with my teeth. I've been in places before where I don't want to brush my teeth because I feel like the bathroom is dirty, or it's old, or it's small, or whatever. Or I'm tired, I don't have time, I'm running around from one place to the next. So it feels good to be in a position, I know how lucky I am to be in a position where I can focus on my dental care. Anyway, this is such a ramble. The boxes are done, more or less. It's now time for me to see if I can get these dip dabs. And maybe reasons. Maybe. Is there anything else on my list? Where is my list? Oh, also, let's have a look at the prices, how they compared to what Sainsbury's told me it would be online. I think most of them were accurate, but I do think there were one or two that lied. Fruit pastilles were accurate, Werther's were accurate, Bisley was accurate. The buttons, 5p more than what they'd advertised online, so rude. The cookies were accurate, and then the bumper I hadn't looked up before. So, all in all, accurate. It was the 5p from the buttons. So, we'll get the dip dabs, and we might get the reason. We'll see. And there were a couple of other things, now that I'm looking at my list, that I was thinking about as well. I'll see. Anyway, I gotta put all this away and finish this vlog, because it's quite long, I imagine. What I'll do is, if I have more chronologically, I won't put it in this vlog. I will start a new vlog for the first time ever. I won't do something chronologically. And if anything happens with these boxes, except posting them, because that I'll put in a separate vlog anyway. But if I buy more things or whatever, even if it's not chronologically in order, I will just add it to this video. Alright, thank you for listening to me ramble. Sorry if this was boring. Let me know what you would put in a box. Either for me or from you, I don't know. Or where you're from. If you're not from the UK, what would you add? Obviously, I've got quite a few influences here. I've got the Dutch, I've got the British, I've got the Australian, and I've got the Jewish. But that's okay. That's good. It's nice to have a bit of variety. Right. Bye. Hello. So, I think I'm finished with this first one. I worked a lot on it yesterday after my panic of not getting them ready on time. And it's meant to be 50 centimetres. I haven't measured it, but I have used sort of this method. When I was in school, I was told that this was 10 centimetres, and I've used that method ever since. Very approximately, not if I need something exact, obviously. But I used this method, but actually before that, I was just using my own head as a measurement. And it is stretchy, so I think we'll be okay, I hope. So now I need to cast off, and then I think before I actually finish it up, I'm going to try and get started on the second one so I can measure them to be about the same size. And hopefully I can get both of them done, or the second one done, in the next week, I hope. I haven't ordered the food as well, I need to do that. Fun times. That's all I wanted to share for now. Bye. Hello. So first of all, I've made a start on the second lot of knitting and I feel like I've got a deadline, so maybe I will be able to manage it, but we'll see. But second of all, the real reason why I've pulled you out, and it turns out that this vlog is obviously going to be longer than I was expecting, is that I was going to buy those last few things from Amazon. I just got my friend's Amazon account details because they've got Prime, so that helps a lot. And they had a Reasons bag for, I think it was £1.20 something, I don't know, or maybe £1.59 is what it was. So I clicked on it, and then it was like a separate basket because it came from Morrison's. And then I went into the basket and it wouldn't let me pay unless I paid another sort of the equivalent of up to £15 at least minimum. And I don't really fancy that. So then I've gone onto the Morrison's website itself, where, so on Amazon via Morrison's, it's £1.59 and then you still need to get it up to £15 to get delivery or anything like that. And I don't even know if that's free. I don't think so though. But then if I go onto the Morrison's website, they're selling the Reasons, the exact same bag, for £1.25. The delivery cost is £1.50, which is insane, and that's tomorrow night. And the reason that's really insane to me is because there's no Morrison's local to us, unfortunately. So even if I was to take the cheapest mode of transport, which would be a bus, it's £1.75 one way. And if I could make the return journey in the hour, it would be £1.75 return. So it is cheaper for me to get the delivery than to take public transport. And I feel like there's something fundamentally wrong with the system when that's the case. So I'm minimum buying 2 bags, and originally I was going to say one for Dear Hopefuls and one for me, but I'm wondering if I should get more because that's so cheap and the delivery cost doesn't go up. And I've just pulled out my list to see if there's anything else I can find at Morrison's that is cheaper. The Dip Dabs though, they're 55p with free Prime delivery, so it'll be here tomorrow. I do worry a little bit about how they make that possible, but equally so convenient. Where's my list? Yeah, there's a couple of things I'd like to find if I can, but I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself because those boxes are quite full. Oh, and I'm not sure about basically what I do with Reason. I don't know if I've spoken about this before. I love Reason. I've definitely spoken about that. But they're my study snack because I love them so much and they're precious to me. I only get to have them whilst I'm studying. So it's a very good motivation. And it's been working fantastically, but I've been studying a lot, which means that there's not many Reasons left. And for this price, I don't know. I don't have a good sense of 135 grams. I don't know if that's a really small bag. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to keep looking and I'll get back to you later on. Bye! I was getting so excited and it was going so well. And I was even looking at Dime and other things. And then, of course, the minimum spend is £25. So that's fun. And I'm not going to do that. So I think I'm just going to buy the more expensive one off Amazon, which is so stupid. I'm even looking at if there's any Morrison's near me-ish. But literally, the closest one will still cost me almost £2 to get to. And by the time you add that to the cost, it's not worth it. So stupid. I was getting so excited about Morrison's. I do think that's a very good deal, though, if you're, doing shopping. £1.50 for delivery is amazing. And for, 24-hour delivery, insane. But, yeah, that's a bit annoying. So I guess we'll go back to Amazon and just order it, and that's it. What fun. Oh well. C'est la vie. Hello, so slight, not spoiler alert, but basically what I'm filming now I will have given away in tomorrow's video. It's really confusing. This is why I don't like doing things out of order. But this morning, we are now on Friday afternoon, this arrived, and I can only hope that it's the food I ordered. When I put this on my desk, I also took out the cards from last time. Last time we did this box swap, I accidentally forgot to put the cards in with the boxes, so I sent them pictures of it, but I can now actually put them in from last time, and they mixed up the boxes, so I got Katie Rebecca's and she got mine, which on the whole was okay, but it meant that I got Katie Rebecca's card from Sam, so I'm gonna pop that in as well into the box. I can see the Dip Dabs. Oh, but it's only the Dip Dabs. At least I've got the Dip Dabs. I'm happy about that. But I was hoping the Reason would be in there as well. So hopefully that will arrive at some point soon. Yay! Oh, I should have ordered one for myself as well. Ah, well. These are so good. Get your hands on these. If I'm ever in a position where people are buying me things or, posting me things, these are the ones to go for. So good. These and Reasons, actually. Right, I'll put all that together and I'll deal with it. Maybe during Shabbat I'll just pop them in the boxes, and I need to do a couple of other things. I'm so close with the second ear wrap thing. I'll definitely get that finished, I think, by the weekend, by Sunday, I imagine. So that's good. I'm feeling really good about this. I feel more excited about my boxes this time round than last time. I think I've given much more variety, even though it's British food mostly, and Katie Rebecca will know a lot of the food. And even though I'm sure their boxes are going to be so much more interesting because they're making so many more things. Anyway, I think this is where I'm going to finish this video, and any future updates on the boxes and whatnot will come in another vlog, because I think this video is very, very long and I'm getting confused with it not being in order and I don't like it. Alright, that's all. See you tomorrow!